I'm going to hope, pray, and wish that all is well with you, right? I want to welcome every person, place, or thing in existence, all that is known and unknown to man. So tonight we titled in this Tuesday Fire. It should be Tuesday Night Fire, huh? We just gonna keep it Tuesday Fire. Welcome, y'all. Everybody got their God cap on. I mean, did we come with an open mind? Did we come with a willingness to be enlightened and expanded? I don't know what you're doing in your life, but my life is phenomenal, man. It's delicious, really. I don't even know if you can go to a restaurant somewhere and eat a meal that's going to be a suffice to the quality of life that I'm living. In my mind now. And of course the physical as well. We're not going to negate that because it has to be. If you want to live spiritually in a mansion, then you know the body, the physical automatically follows. This is the whole concept of mind being over matter. When you're talking about mind over matter, you're talking about using energy to manipulate the elements and the forces of nature to bring things into how you see. That's facts. If I told you to go out there in the world and find somebody that is great as you or greater, I bet you couldn't do it. There's an aspect about you, a quality that you can perform better than anything or one else in this whole entire universe. This is facts. I know it to be true because I know myself. And one thing I've learned, when you know yourself, you know everything and everybody. You see? Let me just set things up and we're going to get started, people. Don't worry. Enjoy the tunes that I put together for us. I own the copyrights to this. All right? In case anybody is interested. You know? Yeah, you know, you can do anything you put your mind to. I said that. I know how great you are. See, I'm the type of creature that I'm on the outside of you. So, where you, just like even with me, this aspect of me that I can't see. Somebody told me today, the back of my hair is getting more gray. I would have never known that if that person didn't tell me this. So sometimes people see things about me that we need to hear so that we can better know ourselves. Let me finish setting this up and we're going to get started. Small instrument made out of a coconut. I think some people call it a thumb piano. 7-tune instrument. You know, nothing extravagant. So yeah, you know, this is Tuesday Fire. Okay, so that means anything is possible. Any subject, we can get into anything. There's no like non-idea or discussion that we can't get into. Only if you make mention in the comments section, right? Oh well, you don't want to hear this. You don't want to talk about that. See, then I'm gonna go ahead and take that into consideration because tonight I'm here for you. You know? So this means you got the floor. This means this is your show. This means when it comes to the most powerful creatures and they do their synopsis and analysis on all the works and the things that's been going on in the planet, because you know they're going to open up our books. They read books too. And one of the books is heavily, uh, it's going to be weighed in on people judgment, especially if it's by like the 1900s and after. It's Facebook. We got a lot of people that subscribes to Facebook. Some people they're smart. They stay off of social media. You got some people know it or not that's like over 60 years old and they've been here before Facebook ever came into existence and they don't even have a Facebook page. So then you got those who may have a Facebook page, but they don't go on there. They don't use it. They don't post. Then there's some who got Facebook pages. They don't post, but they may do views and, you know, all different sorts of reasons why people do what they do in existence. So this is why it's important that you be you and do you. All right. Make sure y'all hit your heart button. That means you've been doing great things in existence, and you're going to be continuously receiving prosperity, abundance, joy, bliss, peace. You're going to be evolving in tranquil states socially. All this can be done while you're in the physical. We don't have to wait to die to go to heaven. Elijah Muhammad said you could live in heaven while here on earth. You know, heaven and heaven and earth is not two places, rather two conditions of the state of one's mind. Okay, and then and only then after will be the manifestation in the physical plane of what it is. This is how we know what's going on in a person's mind all the time. Some of you do it with your children. You can actually go in your kid's room, in your children's room, and you can actually, by just standing in there and looking around, notice, and you can tell the condition of their mind. You can tell what state they in, what mood they be in. You know what was the mood that they were in when they left this morning. No more than like you could tell when your wife was rushing because she left the kitchen all uh, messed up with dishes and utensils all in the sink, bathroom all messed up, makeup all on the left on the sink. And you know normally she don't do this, right? So already you know why. Well, damn, she must have been in rush this morning. So the same thing on a spiritual aspect. We could tell what state of an individual is in way before they even start opening up their mouth. Let's send some energy out here to Baka Shakur. Let's send some. That's Cash App on a macro level. That's the truest currency, the first currency, not the American dollar. Never wonder why they call the money currency. I thought currency that's electrician terminology. What are you doing associating defining money with that of electrical terms? You see, this is how they control. But we didn't know that we're the actual first form of electricity. So let's keep in mind. Thank you, Baka Shakur. Appreciate your energy. So I'm gonna, like I said, this is Tuesday Night Fire, so it's no particular thing. Uh, we got a brother Shakur amongst us, and we want to appreciate that for happening. And then I think we have somebody over here on YouTube too, because I'm also live on YouTube. So whoever you are over the radar, and it's pretty much fine for you to be so. We want to definitely send energy out to you too. All right. And hoping and weighing in on the idea of whatever it is that you want and manifest in the physical world. May it be so. We have to understand how important it is for other people that say they pray for you. That's a beautiful thing. If you are a person on earth and you know of or hear of, or even in your family member says that they pray for you, that's like, again, the greatest wealth is the spiritual health. So the more people you can get and weighing in for your spiritual advancement and enlightenment and expanding, right? The faster, the more supreme, authentic, and great you become. It's a long journey if you got three people that's ill mannered and wishing and wishing for your demise and fall. That's a that's that's really the monkey that's on the back. Because not only are you fighting your demons, you fighting the curses and the spells that's been put on you that mean you know well, because you know you did her real, you did him or her wrong. You know how some people, and it's a shame that, but it's real. They break up and they hope that you'll never find a beautiful relationship. And guess what? As long as that person's sitting there drinking a goddamn cup of coffee and smoking a cigarette, thinking about you having a fucked up day, yeah, that's forces that you're going to be dealing with. This is why it's important to be careful who you entertain because you never know who you're entertaining. My mother used to tell me that I may be entertaining angels. So if that might want to help you to be a little bit more concerning, aware, and conscious, run with that. You might be entertaining God, and y'all don't even know it. I mean, I'm sitting in the park one day, this, that, thing, and other going on in myself, and I'm want to get my scruples together. But here come the individual want to sit down and talk to me. That was possibly giving me the sound advice that'll get me up out of the psychological madness that I am. And but because of my ignorance and my humanityism, right? I get up and I leave the bench. Why? Because I'm in my monkey mind. I don't want to be around nobody. I want to read some ideas out of a book titled Pocket Positives. All right. And the ideas come from some great people that who has been amongst us, and some still are. Let's see. So, oh, like again, it's Tuesday Fire, and I'm just going to be bringing up a lot of subjects and ideas today. It's no particular format going to be on here. But Rock Shakur, you or anybody in the chat has anything that they would like to bring to light, or or even for me to expound on. All right, y'all can put some ideas in the chat too. I don't mind answering questions. Okay, so we can make this like again, this is your floor, this is your format, this is your time to shine, and you see, so like again, we want to thank Shakur for sharing a bit because, like, uh, like it's like a song. How much can you go somewhere where you're gonna find something that's of positivity, right? You ever buy? Remember back in, well, still today, you buy your album or your CD, out of 10 songs, 8 of them is negative, and you might get 2 positive songs. And we say, why is this? You know, okay, I see that, Shakur. Let me get a couple of these ideas out. We're going to get back to a question that Shakur has. It's a good question about the modern day lynchings. All right, so obviously that's going on down south. First of all, we're going to know that, not up north. Uh, so I do hear of such situations going on, especially in counties of what they call the sundown county. All right. So anyway, first proverb that I like to bring to light for us today is going to be: just go out there, do what you have to do. And that was wow, this name, what is it? Martina Navratilova. All right, 1956, who was an American tennis champion. Next one is: how wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. Huh? How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. Each moment we got to get up and start moving and making things happen. You see, each moment, each day, I got to be in the mood of what's the next best thing to do. And this practice carries on into your personal life and in everyday dealings and things, even down to a phone conversation. So that proverb was by Anne Frank, 1929 and 1945, who was a German Jewish schoolgirl diarist. All right. We're going to thank her for that idea there. You know, a lot of information, y'all, let's keep it real. It ain't our own. If we keeping with in of the idea of nothing being new under the sun, then everything is pretty much regurgitated and comes around again. We finding out today that Biggie ain't really make all the songs okay, as far as the words, all right. Then we got so much thievery, as Shakur has made mention of, right? That went on with nations and nations. And remember, after World War I and II, every country took upon themselves to hide the knowledge from each other. So we have people saying, well, Nikola Tesla is the one that came up with the this, that thing, and the other, the 3, 6, and the 9, but I digress. I think he learned that from something and someone else. Now, I'm not taking away the credit that he couldn't have went on to do further advancement in the theory and the science. But we ain't gonna call it a theory, so we're gonna because a theory, but in the science, and because ultimately it caused his demise. So obviously it must have been to some effect. Okay, so another proverb that we have that we're going to share, just like today, somebody can take something you say, and tomorrow it'll be changed. It wouldn't even be the same way what you said it, but it would be something similar. There's nothing new, not even you, under the sun. The people who was wearing the bell bottoms and building the pyramids that they call their ancestors, that was you. That was me. Who else could it have been? Where else could you have been? Everything comes around and goes around. Tell me this. Where were you or who were you before you found or I found you right now? Huh? When you look in the mirror, ask yourself, where was I before I came here? I think that's an important question to ask myself. You see, what has to happen is that you have to reactivate, you have to jumpstart your DEA, okay? And your DNA for you humans out there. Because it's information. Your blood is crystal, liquid light, and it's carrying information. And once you ignite this and you start tapping into and tuning yourself, you'll start to pick up revelation and insight. It's like a pictures and imaginary things going to be going on in your mind. And you aren't going to know what this is going on. You're going to feel like you need to see doctors and shit. But don't worry. Spiritual advancement it's a very powerful experience. Okay. So you want to know that the ancestor is me. Nobody can prove me wrong. Nobody can tell me, no, I was not here to, let's say, build the pyramids. Okay. In fact, I like to go further with the concept because you know me, I reach, I'm far fetched with. I think that there's never a time in which you have not been what you always wanted to be. Let me say that again. Everything that you wanted to be, there's have never been a time in which you was not. And guess what? If you haven't, you have that life to come. That's right. Energy don't die. So remember when the teacher asked you in kindergarten, what would you like to be when you grow up? Huh? And I'm sure all you little kids, you little pure-hearted kids, were sincere in what you said. Some of you might have laughed and thought it was funny, but you were serious. But you never got to be that, did you? At least 5 of the kids in the class said, I want to be a president. And the only for presidency first they went was just the president of the class. So guess what? That's a check that that kid wrote. We're not gonna play with that. The teacher might play with it, and y'all might forget, but God don't forget. Oh my God! I love life, man. You got to love life. When you understand life, you don't fear it. You welcome it. Bring it on, bring it on. Of course, it's one thing after another. You ever heard people say, oh, if it ain't one thing, it's another? Well, what you expect? You could accomplish one thing you've done. You to master it all. You perfect. Then there'll be no reason for you to be here now. So the first thing to do in life is to do with purpose what one purpose to do. I'm sorry. Let's go over this again because I'm reading a proverb out of the book now. The first thing to do in life is to do with purpose what one proposes to do. By Pablo Casal, 1876-1973, a Spanish cellist, conductor, and composer. All right? The thing has already taken form in my mind before I started. How many of you ever read in the King James Bible the book of St. John? How does it start? Huh? In the beginning was the Word. Am I correct? Did you know the word vibrates? Did you know word is thought? Did you know thought is energy and energy is you? Of course. God created Adam, right? Well, what if I told you it's really not the ADAM, nor is it the ATUM, Atum Ra of ancient Egypt, but it's the ATOM with the 666 in it. Protons, neutrons, and electrons. Huh? What if you are the atom? Did you know the universe can't exist without you? Try spelling universe without you. You can't. We made it purposeful like this, people. Did you know every letter in the alphabet begins its spelling with the way it sounds, except for the word, except for the letter W? Huh? A, B, C, D, E, huh? W. W? What would that be? You know what I mean? Why is this? Why do you have to sing your alphabet and pronounce your ABCs? You could have simply learned in kindergarten how to go A, B. You know, you kids, so you playing and shit, scratching, you playing in your nose, C. But they want the class on one accord to hit a certain tone and vibration. Oh, you don't understand in programming of indoctrination. That's all. We failed to realize how to master the metaphysic aspect of ourselves. Why? It was stripped from me and it was never told. So we have Humpty Dumpty sitting on the wall having great falls with no king horsemen or no king's men that will ever come back to put Humpty back together again. Until now. So again, the thing has already taken form in my mind before I started. The first attempts are absolutely unbearable. I say this because I want you to know that if you seeing something worthwhile in what I'm doing, it is not by accident, but because of real direction and purpose. That was Vincent van Gogh, 1853, 1890. Dutch post impressionist painter. Next one. If one advances confidently in the direction of their dreams, and we want to talk about dreams too, and 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 what's this? Endowers to live the life which he or she have imagined. You see how he got those two words in there, dream and imagine? I want you to pay attention. Don't forget that. He or she will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. People, I like to share this. I like to. We're not going to discard, you know, downgrade this information here. This is beautiful information, and I'm sure they will appreciate it very much if they was here. This person is Henry David Thoreau, 1817 to 1862. So that body is not around no more. Who knows? It might be you incarnated again, still doing poetry. American essayist and a poet. That's who Henry David Thoreau was. So now you get these people come around again, and you got like the 4-year-old child. Well, not four. I don't know what quite age he was, but there's a child that they got algorithm through Facebook, and he was on Channel 10, American Talent. He's doing math. A kid, a baby. How is this so? Well, it's simple. It's in their genes. It's in his DNA. DEA. It's in your blood. The blood is the most powerful thing we have. Check out what's going on in society, and you see how much requirement it is of blood. Between man, woman, and child, we got over a trillion people missing. Somebody's story has it that Henrietta Lacks blood was some of good substance for material use. In fact, the religious scholars went on to tell the people that it was power in Jesus' blood. So you're not going to tell me that my blood is not powerful too. All I got to do is tap in and tune in. You see? Lady Shea Butter Dreamy Queen. Yes, I do humbly apologize. I did not see that come up. I don't know if she's still around or how long you've been around. But I definitely want to appreciate your energy and your coming through. I'm going to send that cash app out to you in the Akashic record in the spiritual etheric realm. That tune vibrates all the way to the earth dome. I hope it do. You know what I mean? You gotta put all your magic together. Yeah, whatever you got at your altar, whatever you got in your potent bag, you make up your own ritual. It's no one right way for you to practice your magic and cast your spells. Don't let nobody tell you that, because then you just messed up. Now you my God. Oh, you don't like the way I sit this. Oh, I'm not supposed to have water here. I'm not supposed to have water under the bed. I'm not supposed to have water in the corners of my house. Come on, man. Water holds memory for me. I get along good with water. If it wasn't so, Bruce Lee would never have made no mention about how water was. And he just like really didn't even explain nothing. He just said, just do the water thing. And that's all everybody know. Be like water. Do you know how water is? Do you know how powerful it is? All right, so let's move on. Water is so powerful. I done seen people go in the bathroom, cut it on, and because they got to go to the bathroom, and they said make them go. Just from the sound of the water running. Hey man, you just Just sit back and Google. Find out all the beautiful things about water. You can stand in your shower and let the water hit the crown chakra down the back of the spine and watch how the kundalini start to rise. You got to be perfectly still. Don't fall out. So I shouldn't tell y'all this because you can fall out. You can actually, because you're gonna stay focused, but the point is relaxing all the tension, getting from what's going on in your day out, man. Stand in the shower, not cold, put it on a nice, good, hot temperature. Hot as you can take it, actually, because it's a massage. It's like all in one. There's so much benefit to it, and you can talk too to the water, just like you can talk to the trees. You can talk to the water. Earth, wind, water, and fire. Those are your elements in which you want to use to dominate and use your magic, people. Don't worry about everything else right now. Those are the four fundamental basic principles. Okay? So, if one advances confidently in the direction of their dreams, there is no such thing as dreams. I'm the type of person, like, I don't need too much of stuff around in my house. I don't want a junky house. I don't need 10 things of one thing. Like go in your garage, I got 10 drills, 15 hammers, you know what I mean? And I know it happens from accumulation of people giving you gifts throughout the holiday and everything and all that. But you have to get rid of this stuff. Same thing with the English language. Oh, it's such a misunderstood express language on this earth. If you really could see it, you would really make like people abroad back in the 90s when they was coming over here. I don't speak no English. Okay, real talk. And there's a reason why they speak English. I talked to them. They told me they don't speak no English when they dealing out here in the world. They speak a little English. So, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna get to them questions that Brother Shakur has, and we're gonna finish up about his dreams and what was the other one? Imagine. So it says that which he had imagined. You see, you can't dream and then have an imagine, because to imagine is to have an image. You see, what is the root word of imagination? Image. And if carefully viewed perceptually, you'll see the core of the word imagination is I am. You see? So once you imagine this, what takes place is that I'm having an affair, an actual activity in an event. When I lay this avatar down tonight, much like uh, what was it? The Matrix, the Avatar, and a couple other movies. When that body lay down, you out. It's out. You out. It's yard out. Now you done went to your other family. You know, you men and women out there, how you got your other girlfriend or your other boyfriend in your other life, only in your dreams, right? Yeah. You know the dream you don't wake up and tell your significant other because you don't want to hurt their heart, that you had a dream that you was married and had a baby by Lionel Richie. You know what I mean? Like, this is what happened, but not here. You and Lionel Richie or whoever, David Bowie, it could be motherfucking Al Sharpton, Pat, Tina Turner, and Patti LaBelle. You read people, believe it or not, they fantasize. But I'm here to explain that this is why there's such a imbalance in what they call the world spinning and being off balance because we're not in the totality of clarity of what the hell is actually, or in hell, shall I say, is actually happening, taking place. We gotta understand everything we've been taught and told is actually a lie and is upside down and backwards. This is facts, people. I even seen on YouTube before the schooling system ever started, who was, be honest, put together by the European man, right? And you had to go to Russia at one time to get your degree so you can come over here and teach. What? Teach what? It's a dumbing down way of just keeping people to the degree of perpetuating and instituting the bureaucracy. Remember, America is a corporation. The white man said in the video I was watching. I'm sorry, I don't remember what it was. I should have wrote it down because it was deep. I don't know if it even was a movie. I forget. It was a long time ago where they were actually saying, and it was like Eddie Murphy, the movie Eddie Murphy when they made a bet, them two old men for $1. They do these things. They say, you know, this information is just for, we don't accept this. They don't live their life. They know Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. But that's not what you tell the schooling system. You see? Some of the teachers don't even know that they've been hoodwinked, bombarded. Some of them do. That's when they become their 10%er. You know? They share in on it. They get to see the higher things in life. This is the same thing that can happen for you in life too. And what's better off yet is that you can get it free. This is a society where information is to be sold and not told. I ain't make that up. So be careful of what you so-called dreaming. For these are actually events and affairs, just from what I think. Uh this dreams is just too much where unexplainable, you know. You have people say, well, what do it mean if I dream that uh, a, f- a- what I seen a fish or all kinds of crazy stuff. You went fishing. That's what it means. Oh, somebody pregnant. What do it mean? It means you out here having sex in another world, and you just had another avatar, another baby. And guess what? It'll all come out here too. It can come out and unfold. I'm sorry, in all the dimensions in which you partake in. You see, you reason why most people don't understand the science of what and who they are for the simple fact and only that of being, first of all, I have to be careful how I say this because for the sake of having uh, going outside the guidelines on both YouTube and Facebook. But let me say this. Let me put it like this. What and who could I have been if I have never been took my first Jabberwocky when I came to Earth? In the 60s, when we got the Jabberwocky, it left a mark on me that was bigger than the mud. And it's not there today. I think it was my right arm. But it stayed with me for a long time, people. And so like my it dawns on me to this day. Like you tell me I'm in the spell of Leviathan, we in the dark ages, and Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall and fell off and cracked his head open. Then you show me the eagle and all this. Like man is uh, even in the Quran. Listen, Adam and Eve fell from the felicity state in which they was in. The Bible, what happened? In Genesis from 1 to 6, I think, don't quote me on this, it was all good until somebody messed up, right? So what this does is tells us that man is not at his best no more, right? Right? That's what it tells us. At least that's what one of the things I can get out of it. So, okay, so Barack Shakur early in the stream, then we just want to real briefly, quickly go back over this because I didn't want to leave the brother hanging with his question. And the question was, well, he has two, and that was about the lynchings, which I pretty much uh, thought I cleared was expressive enough on that, but I'll go back over that. And he also has the drowning, people being hit by cars, jails, and death. Let me clear say it all in one bag. We are having experiences in which being played out both by the individuals themselves, right? And if you're not in, well, should I, let's say first, and other forces, right? That's causing demise in the dis, in the total annihilation of the physical of people. I don't know if everyone is aware, or we know everyone isn't. But let me say this. Let me just say it like this. I also happen to have the chance to hear where this man, right? And I believe we can even look it up. It's called The Population Decrease by the Year 2030. But the man was in a lecture, he was making mention of how they wanted to depopulate the planet Earth by so many millions of people. Now, these are frightening things. This is not just going to be on your everyday local news and early morning, first and top of the discussion of the day. No, they got to give you silliness and lines to start your day off. And that's why they put the game showing on at 9 o'clock. Women and men up there having guests that's early in the morning now. That's celebrities that's out here, and it's all done by design and keeping you comfortable in what you're doing of keeping yourself like to a certain limit. You know, of course you feel bad about you got to pay bills every month, but we don't change it, right? People just continue to pay their bill, whether they upset or not, whether they like it or not, whether they live in check to check. So right there, we don't have to remedy. We don't have to idea to what else to take place if in an event when I do decide that, okay, I'm not going to pay the electric, I'm not going to pay bill. Maybe it is supposed to be done this way down here, and it's just that my mind has not been put in the right factor of how this is supposed to be done. And then now I'm not because I know it's a hardship on some people, but again, it also goes to prove how and why it's done by design. Because some people don't pay their bills every 30 days. They don't even. Some people have an accountant. They don't even have to worry about paying a bill at all. They got it set up where money comes off their credit card, you know, and them not worrying whether it's going to be on there or not. Do I have enough money on there to cover it? I don't want to overspend. So, what dictates these type of lifestyles where one person got to work check to check, head just above the water, and the other one barely has to work at all, and life is phenomenal for them. All expenses is paid. Everything is at their beck and call. You see, I could have been very well been born to a family down in the most rich condition of the city of Philadelphia, or you could be born to a family that's over there in Dubai or Maui, or how about even in the Amazon jungle, where all they do is get up, clean up, prepare food, maybe throw a few sailboats together with some wood and string, go in the water and come back, and they done for the day. What constitutes this lifestyle? Huh? Our spirituality, your reincarnation. Because energy don't die, and energy is what you are. In fact, you are the highest form of all electricity. It has to go someplace. You have to take on a form. In fact, I'm not even going to lean no more to say that you have to take on the form. I now have perceived that you can stay in your elusive state. The only reason why you take on these physical forms is so that you don't be bored. You'll have something to do. And it is nothing else for us to do what we're doing. You see, some people want to make you think it that when you come to these planes of existence that it's a bad experience. They had a fall, you're fallen angels. These are all just conceptual views, people. And yours is just as good as anybody. I don't think like that. I think I came to earth purposely to do what I want to do. And as man thinketh, as one thinketh, so shall it be. So how are you going to show, and prove me wrong when I have just wrote and etched it in the fabric of existence that, yea, I've come here on my own to do what I will. Huh? You thought you thought Burger King was the only place you can go and have it your way? So people getting hit by cars and dying and going to jail is part of the plan down here on Earth, brother. Barack, Becca Shakur, Becca Shakur. You see, this is the way of the life here on the third rail. I call it the third rail. Some people call it third dimension or the third plane. Okay. Notice how when the train run, you can touch every rail but what? The third one. Same like that's the Mac mic. What that will be your micro. That will be your below. That will be your physical. So same like below, same as above. Same in your macro, right? Same which would be your spiritual. Okay. For instance, I give you a better idea. W- How do we develop the stages, the 13 years of the schooling theory? Well, we know this from the cosmology and sacred geometry of our existence in the spiritual realm. The stronger the vibration, the more expanding of the frequency. And so what happens is, uh, let me see, how can I put it? The brighter your light gets, right? The stronger you become, the better you are, the more pious you become. You become like that saint into the God quality. And what happens is when you leave the body, you become ether, electricity again, and you're going to want to make your return back to earth, but you're not going to be able to do it. Why, Nate? Because you graduated. You vibrated to a frequency where earth can't hold you. Let's look at some people now. They so powerful, they getting cases thrown against them, and they going to jail. They getting assassination attempts because the world don't want that. You too powerful. Sometimes you get assassinated, so you might have to pipe that down a little bit. That spiritual shit. Why you think they burned up all the witches in their books and stuff back in the days? Warlocks that knew that power, huh? So just like when you left third grade in school, right? Remember? And you passed with flying colors and all A's, and you loved Miss Foster for whatever reason, and you begged Miss Foster, "Oh, can I stay here again with you another year?" What'd she say? No, you're too big. You know too much. We got to move you on now. You got to go to fourth grade. Some of you get skipped. Same thing in the spiritual realm. When Jesus said that he was going to his father's house, right? Remember? Well, or was it the mansions? In my father's house is many mansions, something to that extent. How many of you people heard that before? We're talking about never ending multitudes of states of existing in universes and galaxies, people. Just think of it as like the big lollipop at the carnival, and it got that circle on it. That's the infinite symbol. That's the symbol of infinity. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna pull that up, brother Shakur. Gonna pull up the mansions. Let's see what it says in the Bible about that. That's a good uh, question there. But yeah, the lollipop. When you go to the carnival and you see that lollipop with the same colors that are of your chakra, purple, red, orange, green. Yeah, that's the symbol of infinite and infinity, right? Indicating that you go on and on and on forever. What is the mirror room? Huh? I've probably been to the best mirror room that there is, and that's in Walt Disney World when I was 11. It was so thorough that they needed to send somebody to come get me out. And as they were bringing me out, the rest of the kids was crying, looking for their way out. It was too much. It was overload of people who couldn't get out in the mirror room. That's how deep this mirror room was. So I asked myself, well, what is this uh, saying to me symbolically, huh? Since the world, I'm sorry, since the universe speaks to us, or that we using to be coding of that of signs and symbols, right? That mirror room. Oh, I'm sorry, Becca Shakur. Okay, peace, love, and light. I'm glad. I don't know if I made it distinguish which one, but if I made a mistake, I humbly apologize. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I see your picture now. I'm sorry. But yeah, so that mirror room, right? That's an indication that you go on and on and on and on and on. This is not just the avatar that you have in existence, people. In fact, there's a saying here in America where it says, Namaste. Uh yeah, there's a person who looked like you on the other side of the world. Yeah, I've heard that before. And what I've come to realize is that it's not just a person that looks like me on the other side of the world. They're actually indicating that you have multiple avatars in all over this same world, and it's possible. Yes, I think it is, but I'm still studying. I'm waiting for them to make them. They probably already did make a movie where, yeah, in fact, I know they did. Right? Ain't that something? Where you actually run into yourself, right? How many movies they done made already like that? You see? And that's because you're a powerful person and you knew the game down here. So we're going to go over here to the King James Bible and look up where it speaks about in the Father houses many mansions for Sister Becca. Oh, I think I remember you now. Yeah, Becca, I remember you. Yeah, you're a long time follower. We're not follower. I don't like to say follower. Are we a long time acquaintance of friends? you know, I get that from the listening to these social media people out here. But Becca, I think I do remember. You've been me. We've been. Was on your profile probably a while ago. Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. So yeah. Let me see something here. Where does it make mention in the Bible about in the Father's house are many mansions? Okay. So in the King James Bible, chapter 14, verse 2, Jesus says, and it's probably in red. So from what I'm told and learned was that anything was written in red was that to be that of indication of the actual words of Jesus Christ. Now I'm gonna tell you like this: it is actually the words of that of what you, Jesus Christ. I'm Jesus Christ. We're not to look to for no return of nobody named Jesus Christ. That's insanity, and I want everybody who thinks like that to stop it. I know they're not listening, and I know that's probably a far fetched spell to cast, but it's true, and it's some real good advice. You know, it's genuine. It's it's just as genuine as me wishing for your well-being and success in life. You know, I wouldn't tell you that. Let's say, anything, anybody was coming and they wasn't. You know, so but the thing is it a lie? I would not think not. So, what is it that we're working with here? Well, let's first of all realize that this book is allegorical, metaphorical. All right? It is a book of codes and mathematics and science. A good person that's good to uh, listen to on YouTube who has videos, if you are concerned, is what is his name? Dr. C. Freemanell. All right? C. Freemanell. That's C. Freeman E.L. C. Freemanell. He does a very good job in decoding the Bible and helping you get a good understanding, having a base and foundation of how to start your own decoding of the Bible and then everything around you. You see? Because even movies are supposed to be decoded because movies are what Hollywood, remember, that's a sacred witchcraft wood that witches used, Hollywood. So they are very well good in the practice of magic and sorcery. Okay? So what they do is they present these movies and explaining that of what has happened, what's happening, and what's going to happen. This is why you have things like The Simpsons. They were also sharp on the things and the times and the event because these people are of high degree people, Harvard and different graduates of school and practices of magic and arts, mathematician. They stole your science and made you scared of it. Or let's say our science has been stolen. I don't want to say they. Because then I got to get a whole list in paper and we got to find these people and hold them accountable for. And I don't feel like doing that right now. So for the meantime, our science has been taken, right? So Jesus going to say, let's go over this because this is profound here, right here. In his father's house are many mansions. Where's the house? Your dome. See? Where are the many mansions? The different levels, the aspects of your consciousness, awareness, your mentality. If this wasn't so, he he would not have told you. We would not have brung this science. I could not have been sitting here making these videos, making this type of assertion if there's wasn't any relevancy to it. Huh? You can't tell somebody that that you can do something that you're not. You got to show and prove. So if you're an auto mechanic, you're going to be able to need to take an engine apart and put it back together to prove that you are an auto mechanic. Same thing. If you're a God, you're going to have to show and prove. Say things, perform things, manifest things, bring to light things, heal things, huh? To show yourself worth. Else everybody there laugh at you. And now you probably might feel kind of foolish. So you got to understand if somebody come and tell you that they claim to be something, my job is to sit back and do a little analysis. I'm going to dissect, digest, and manifest. That's my whole thing, right? So it says that to go to prepare a place for you. That place is to abide and awakening and coming into the and consciousness of your higher self. It goes on to say, she says, isn't it's a comforting thought, isn't it? Right? That's what the computer said. The idea now that there's room for everyone in the divine dwelling. We're not talking about no mansion down the street, y'all. Over there in Cherry Hill, Haiti. We're not talking about mansions in Chestnut Hill, Albany, New York. We talk about places and ways of existing and superior utopianism of consciousness and awareness. See? Enlightenment can occur outside spiritual traditions and be studied psychologically. There are four domains of spiritual awakening: perceptual, subjective, intersubjective, and conceptual. A psychological scale can measure awakeness based on specific characteristics. The scale clarifies what it means to be awakened and makes the state more accessible. Let's go on. What comes to mind when you hear spiritual awakening or enlightenment? You probably picture Buddhist monks with seven heads, of Indian gurus with long beards and flowing robes. You might assume that the state is very rare, only attainable after decades of meditation and harsh spiritual discipline away from the ordinary human world. Awakening is much more common than you might think. It doesn't just happen to monks and mystics. It happens to every person, place, or thing in existence. You don't need a mediator to come between you and your creator. I don't need nobody on Sundays to tell me how to be good for a week. I don't need nobody to tell me on Friday or Saturday in some synagogue that God is good. And if I'm in the right accord with my behavior while I'm here on earth, I'll be allowed to go to heaven. This sounds like a hustle. I'd rather wait and deal with God to see about this. Because I don't believe y'all. When you got the same flaws and many of you worse than me, y'all know what's going on out here in the world with these pastors and these so-called religious people. That's why I don't like righteousness. Real talk. I hate righteousness. I'd rather deal with people who is right than people who is righteous. You ever notice righteous people? They're some of the worst people. No disrespect, much love. But your attitude and your character, damn. Yeah, you go to church, you give your tithes. I see you out here helping people. But then you turn around and want to just throw the same person, you know, under the train because of this, that thing, and the other. You know? And these people go on, someone realize it, they recognize their flaws. And that's the good thing, because that's the beginning of the healing process. I heard somebody say one time, you mess with me, I'm throwing all my principles, morals, and religions out the door. I said, what? Oh Lord, you really gonna be chaotic then. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to, in the harsh and terrible and crazy situation, get more of your morals, ethics, and etiquettes in God. You don't throw it out the door. You throw it out the door, you done. So we got to be careful how we talk to ourselves in this existence. Your words is the unfolding of your life. It's that simple. Awakening is much more common than you might think. It doesn't just happen to monks and mystics, but to seemingly ordinary people amid everyday life, even those who don't know anything about traditional spirituality. You spend all your money on books to tell you how to sit here with your legs crossed and your eyes closed and touching your index fingers and vibrating with the root of your tongue on the on the top of your mouth. And yeah, I know all that stuff. I'm aware of that. I tried that. I had to, so I could see what's what. You know, see when I came to Earth, I had to be test all this information that y'all got down here before I start any healing process. And a doctor, before a doctor can heal, he got to know the illness and the sickness first that's ailing the patient. Then I gotta know and have the appropriate and the right amount of cure to remedy the individual, because everybody doesn't get the same dosage. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So it can also be investigated from a psychological perspective. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm getting tired, but it's getting juicy too. And I hate that. We start getting to the good, juicy parts. I start getting tired. But it's better, much better this way, because when I first initially started teaching or speaking and giving lectures, it was actually with people. And this is why I get tired today. And then you got all this light in front of me that wears me down. All these frequencies and beams and raises, you know, and I'm not protected. So I'm like really, really, really putting them out here for us, you know, like sacrificing. But I'm not sacrificing. I'm juiced up for it. I'm built for it. We can run through the fire now. I can go ahead and hold on to the kryptonite. You see, where back in the day, you couldn't touch the kryptonite. You know, Superman couldn't touch the kryptonite. Now you can go ahead and touch the kryptonite. Okay, throw that thorn out the way. Just go make sure you go back and rejuvenate. Make sure you charge yourself back up. That's most important. See, a lot of people fall short in their journey and doing what they're doing because they forget to go back and recharge. See, when you teaching, you giving away these jewels, that's your energy. That's what Jesus was talking about. Being careful who you give your pearls, cast your pearls with. That's your knowledge, your information. Because some people is going to ill will it, ill will you, and or if you're not careful, you talking to an energy vampire, drain you. But you're going to pick that up. That's easy to pick up. Yes. All right. So let's read a little bit more and we can move on. And I think we could get up out of here. I'll read a couple more of these proverbs in my book. I got this book out of a thrift store. This is like a real good, excellent read. And it's what's a beautiful thing. You find the right thrift store in your city. It's a hardback. This is old people. They're not making things like this no more. But if you find a good thrift store in your city, I'm the type of person I like antique stuff, you know, and I'm good for magnetizing it. I can almost tell what day that I should go because something there that I can be up in use for. And oftentimes it is. I couldn't get none of these from the store, but I got other things over here that's brass and ornaments, that African pieces, you know. So it's like you can really don't be shy, people. You know about no thrift store. Just go there because of the experience, the event. You could be rich. There's rich people drop off stuff there and go in there. I see it all the time. Here in Philadelphia, we had one. Peace be with these people who passed away at 22nd and Market. That was like one of the best ones. That was downtown Center City, and them people, they were millionaires. They would just drop. They was dropping off, man. They was dropping off so much good stuff that the people that was on drugs that hustled in Center City had them time. They be back there waiting, stealing the stuff. Like so, again, you can find in your city a good thrift store that, yeah, you can find some good stuff in there, especially books. So that's my point of bringing it up because I extract a lot of books that they've taken off the shelves and that's been out of print. And now the people is becoming more conscious. They're now putting them on the shelves in the bookstore. The people that work there taking them. I'm not gonna say stealing them. What they doing? What they supposed to take them. You know. So information is definitely going to be hard to find in the coming days. They are definitely on this information restriction, damage control hard. And then I don't blame them because they want to keep their stock. These people, you gotta understand what a government is, man. You know, it's nothing if it don't have no minds to govern. Governing mentalities, government. Understand etymology, okay? There'd be no government if there was no mentals, no minds to govern. Am I right or wrong? Right? So yeah, these mansions is also is a two-way street too that Jesus was talking about. After you live out each avatar, you're supposed to have in preparation for the next one that you're going to create. I'm going to jump off of this for a minute and jump into something, some real actual. Well, this is real and actual too, but we got the concept of getting old if you make it to 80, 90 years old, and right? An American concept now, you done worked all your life, you're 65, retired. Now you get your big house with your white picket fence and your rocking chair on the porch. What are these people to do? What do you think grandma and grandpop is doing when you pull up in the car and they just sitting there on the porch for hours rocking, or perhaps in their bed or in their room? Huh? Some people got their relatives 80 and 90 in nursing homes for whatever reason. But what do you think they go through when you walk in there and they asking you, well, where's the youngest individual in your family? How is she doing? How is the baby doing? Huh? Especially today, you coming in and you showing grandpop, grandma pictures of your babies looking all beautiful and fine and handsome and strong and playing football and ballerina. Remember, they used to do that. So at this point now, they're not going to tell old folks don't tell us this. Y'all know they don't tell us the secrets, and they haven't been, and up until now. We're going to start telling y'all jewels like we used to. See, it was a time where you sat in a circle back in the day and you listened to the old folks tell the stories, and well, that has stopped. That's why America has went dysfunctional in 85% in their families in 1985. I'm sorry, 95. That's what's the statistic then. I don't know what it is now. It might be strikingly higher. It might be 99% dysfunctional families in America. Why? I'm telling us why. You see? So we have to understand how this cycle works of to and fro. My what is when I'm 90 years old, you know what I'm thinking about? I already know. I watch these old folks. See, I'm good with mental telepathy. I used to do it with the iguana. This was my first specimen. You see? I couldn't understand how this nigga sit there. I'll go to work and come back 8 hours later and he's still in the same spot. Iguana now. I say to myself, you got to be bored. I know, I know I'm wrong with it, but I'm getting to a point. I'm showing y'all something. You're, you're elderly people. Get out of there. You're elderly people. At that point, after you done worked hard, you done been all over the world, you done sent your kids to college and their kids are sending their kids to college. You done did everything under the sun you done supposed to do. It's nothing for you to do now is prepare for your transitioning, people. If you're not doing this, this is what's best yet to be done. Okay? That grandma want to keep saying that little girl of yours in the family because she wants to come back just like her. She sees her on Facebook, how well she dances, how etiquette she is with her speech and so forth. You know? If it's not somebody in your family, it's somebody watching on TV. Janet Jackson, Jennifer Lopez, The Rock. You know what I mean? Oh, I want to come back. I want to be like Barack Obama. These people think like that. I don't want to be black. I want to be Chinese when I come back. I want to be Puerto Rican with long hair. And you can know these people want to do that because they they buying, that's what they running out here buying. Things that make you look like you ain't you no more. Huh? White women. You getting things injection in your lips, in your butt, in your hips, your face. You know what you're gonna be in your next life? A black woman. You can't wait, so you starting now. You said, fuck that. Yeah. Because you want to bypass the hideous affair of going through the surgery. That's I hear that's hellish. So understand, you create your avatar. You created this life right here that you're in. Don't complain about it. Accept it, look at it, accept it, make it happen, and make it better until the body get dropped, until you decide when you're going to leave. That's what it's about. Making each moment count, each second count, people. Staying in the present. That's all life is. When this body right here, let's say it just for whatever reason, but I can't, I'm not good with theorizing. I'm a realist. But you understand what I'm saying. Once this body right here lays down, it don't wake up tomorrow. If you ring my phone and I'm not answering, somebody else answers and said, well, the bull passed away. He's made his transitioning. I'm immediately busy. You probably can call me on a cell phone by using the ether, earth, wind, water, and fire. You seen the movie Lucy. How many of you seen the movie Lucy? What happened at the end? when she came through to that board. What's his name? Oh man, the black guy that played in there just passed away. He was the guru. He was the professor. She came through the phone. He said, "Where are you?" She texted him on the cell phone everywhere because she has become cellular now, part of the cellular system, the C field of the ether system that circumgates your atmosphere. You see? Let's look something up. Does the Earth have an electric magnetic field? I want to stop because now I done just empowered you so powerful. It's phenomenal. We done stepped into the phenomenal stages now because you can have an interaction now and have a say so what's going on the earth. Quiet as kept, you are. This is why you having all this mysterious things going on, and don't nobody really know what's right. And it's meant to be like that. The greatest weapon is keeping the people in a panic state of confusion and bewilderment. So yeah, you're gonna get people out here telling the truth, giving 95% truths. But then you gotta watch that little slide part when they're gonna flip it in there, tell you things like one times one is one. I mean, or two. You gotta stay focused because then the cat you all the way up with 95% of things that are reality. But it puts you to sleep because what happens when you hear information that you weren't aware of, you get out of body experience. That's when you have your aha moment. You know, we see it all the time. We see it in people's faces. I'm dropping science. Well, the sun is, 14,720 degrees, allegedly supposed to be 93 miles, 1,000 miles away from the planet Earth, allegedly. The Earth's supposed to be spinning at 1,000 miles per second. Earth has seven layers of crust in sequence of that of the black man having seven layers of skin. And like, that all sounds good. That sounds intelligent. My body, my melanin absorbs the D from the sun and increases my pineal gland and sparks my, you know what I mean? Like, those are all just beautiful sounding words. But the thing is, are we manifesting this? If the earth has an electric magnetic field, why aren't I tapping into it? Go on, tell me. You can say it. Chemicals in the sky, Jabby Whopper, high fructose corn syrup. You can say, don't be scared. You know what I'm talking about? Nickel, aluminum, parabens, fluoride. This stuff is in your deodorant. And when you put that under your arm, don't you know your underarms is a sure way to absorb? You see? So the magnetic field extends from the Earth's interior out into space. That means you're the aliens. Stop looking for aliens to come out the sky. If they come, it's cool. Let them come. All they're gonna do is go to Burger King and McDonald's. And the marijuana dispensaries probably run down there and see a little show or something. But they on. They out of here. They don't do this. They don't do this monkey stuff. We third grade compared to other entities that's I would like will bear witness on the outside of the glaciers, yeah. But I don't know if I can subscribe to anything flying up out of way deep up out of space from some far where deep in some I don't I'm not there with it. I'm here with it. You know what I mean? All right, so wakefulness is a state of expansive and intensified awareness. In my research, it reads that I have found that this state incorporates four different aspects or domains. The first domain is perceptual awareness. When a person awakens, the world around them becomes more real, beautiful, fresher, vivid, and alive. You ever rode down the street? Well, hold on. You ever had a situation where I asked you, well, did you see that store on this particular block? And you said, no, I never seen it there. Yeah. It's a you know, a gun store. Right over in that mall, that same mall where you would be going to Acme at or Audi, whatever. And you say, yeah. Well, you never seen it. Why? Because you're not interested in guns. In fact, you're afraid of guns. So look, a gun store is going to be the last thing that you're going to ever notice. Same thing with my elders. I take them through a ride in the car somewhere, and I ask them, did they see a thing? Just doing some research and studying, right? And they say, no, where? I said, well, that dropped the conversation, but I got to say in my mind, wow, they are in another world. They're not paying attention to the graffiti on the walls. You'd be surprised how many times people ride by graffiti on the wall and never even noticed it. If it was a gorilla, it would have bit them. So awareness is everything. Things considered ordinary become more beautiful and fascinating. It's as if a veil falls away and suddenly an extra dimension of reality is added to the world. This is your symbolism of the Audi or the Olympics rings, or the guy at the circus when he throws the rings up and it starts to interlock as he catches them. What happens? You start the world, the dimension starts to only for you. The dude's next to you, he not gonna see that. Watch the movie. What is it called? They Live. He literally had to whip that man's butt to make him see. That was symbolism. I could sit here and tell somebody blue in the face that they God Almighty. If they can't see it, they'll never accept that. It'll be a far stretch from their imagination. The second domain is an intensification of subjective awareness. We become aware of a new depth of richness within our own being. You hear me? Yeah. I tell you, heaven ain't no place that you're going to go. It's a state of condition of one's mind, and thereby manifesting your outer world into that heavenly state. We get a double bell on that. We become aware of a new depth and richness within our being. Check. We travel deeper into ourselves, becoming aware of potentials and energies we didn't sense before. Thirdly, see, oh man, what did I just do? Hold on. Oh, I know what I did. Thirdly, spiritual awakening is an expansion of intersubjective awareness. Intersubjective awareness. This refers to our connection with other human beings, living beings, living beings. Is a tree living? Is a tree, I'm sorry, the question is a tree a living being? Of course it is. It vibrates and it exists. What does being mean? To exist, right? What does living mean? To essentially to vibrate, to be alive. You see? So we want to have our connection with other human beings. That's why it says other human beings, and then it says living beings. Why would it have that in there? Huh? If I was not to communicate to a dolphin or a whale or even a dog, a cat, huh? Living beings in the natural world. This is what we want to have connection with. Be sure that you're doing grounding. I'll do a stream on grounding and scarcing one day. But for now, simple. Connecting with the earth, trees, and you can do it through the vortexes, veins, sigils through your hands and your feet. Okay? You have nerves in your hands and your feet that will actually connect to different information in nerves and veins in the earth and in the tree. In a spiritual awakening, we gain a more intense connection. We feel an intense sense of empathy, right? And an intense sense of compassion for life. You see, I'm going to tell you, the more spiritual you become, the more powerful you become, the more empathy, the more compassion, sympathy you're going to have for existence. Because see, you're going to see things that they don't know no better. You're gonna see how your younger family is living a life that's destined for trials and tribulation, heartaches and pain, and you're gonna feel that for them. This is why they say when the baby is born, the world weeps, but when the baby dies, the world. I'm sorry. When it goes like this: when the baby is born, the people rejoice, and the world weeps. Right? You, oh, yay, congratulations. Take a cigar. There's a baby boy. But he's going to face racism, hatred, fighting, stool pigeons, stealing, He may, you just had a baby. I'm looking at this dude. This might be the next goddamn. I'm gonna make it a happy one. Guru. But you know, a lot of times we looking at bank robbers, child molesters, and we said and we celebrate it. But the world is crying because the world knows that that baby is facing him. One of you niggas out there is going to be raping the baby, molesting it, incest. This is a dangerous, big thing going on in humanity. So the world's going to be crying. And when that baby dies, you're going to be crying. And the world will rejoice because it has left hell. It has left the pain, the suffering. You see, if you don't know that this is what it's all hitting for when you come in here, then there's no need to come to Earth. Because people come to Earth and they start complaining, and then, okay, Beverly Watson, we want to send energy out to Miss Beverly Watson out here in the universe. Beautiful individual. We want to thank her for her energy coming through. But I'm not going to be much longer. But we definitely want to understand what the purposes of our functioning is. See, because if I don't understand what the reason and the function and the purpose and what's it all for, then guess what? The teacher gonna give me an E for the class. And I'm gonna have to come back and do it again. And I don't want to come back with you people no more. I don't want to come back here, having to fight you because you don't like the way I comb my hair or my skin color. If I came back here, it won't be in America. It'll be somewhere in the Amazon jungle where people don't know nothing about this. That's if I'd come back to this arena. I might incarnate somewhere else. Places in which they haven't told you about. That where treaty sits that you can't go. Yeah, you could be born to a woman over there. They living good, I heard. Yeah. No, I heard there's no poverty. Nobody knows what it is to be poor. No sickness. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I remember Prince sung a song about it. The streets is made of gold. Well, that ultimately got him in a little trouble, but you should have been paying attention. We got singers who tell us a whole lot of things, you know, and they ultimately pay the price for it. But it's something that's a price that they're willing to pay. You got to remember, they lived a long life in making all that good money and having sex with all these men and women out here and buying everything. There ain't nothing else here for them to do. They got houses on islands already. So we feel an intense sense of empathy and an intensive sense of compassion for others. This is why awakening is associated with compassion and altruism. All right. So finally, and in closing, in awakening, there is an expansion of conceptual awareness. We transcend a narrow egocentric perception in which our ambition and personal interests are paramount. Listen, we attain a world centric awareness in which social and worldwide issues are as important or more important than personal issues. We no longer identify with a particular nation or religious or ethnic group. We want to start getting away from those ideas, those things. That's set up by the next man to keep you what? Boxed in. You don't want to tell nobody what you are anyway. See, because nowadays people going to study you, and now they just know how to play you. It's not good to reveal your whole depth. Learn to keep most of your life personal. There's nothing wrong with that, people. It's perfectly fine to tell people none of your business. Oh, what religion are you? If you feel comfortable not saying, what I mean, like me, I tell people none of your business, but just say, you're not no religion. I don't have a religion. Just change the subject. But remember, your relationship with your God is personal. I think it says that. I'm not making this up. All right? It is just with the human race as a whole that when it comes to having an identity, we feel kinship with all other beings, despite differences in nationality, appearance, and ethnicity. Okay? Let me send this message right there. And we're going to wrap this up. I got a couple things I want to take care of. All right, but I do want to tell y'all, you know, I care about humanity. I care about life. That's why I do what I do. And requesting of nothing from nobody. Because I realized what my purpose has been. It could be many. Don't think you just got one purpose. You can have many as you want, and you can add on. You know, but I'm paid already. I understand that if you're if you don't become more aware, if you don't become more conscious, if you don't have more compassion or empathy, if you don't gain towards more of that development and higher self, I don't get paid. That's where I get paid at. That's why Elijah Muhammad even said that the hardest job on the earth was to raise the consciousness of the people. He said that. You got to understand how different traditions emphasizes some characteristics more than others and recommended different techniques to cultivate them. But all spiritual traditions explore the same domains of higher human experience. You could compare traditions to walkers or climbers in different locations and landscape. Since they all have different vantage points, they encounter different aspects of the landscape and describe it in silently different ways. However, exploring the landscape outside the context of spiritual tradition is also possible. Listen, it can be explored and described in more neutral psychological terms, meaning that what you see, what you express, is what's right for you. Never be afraid to express that what you feel and think. Just remember, it's not always going to be the same anyway. This is about growth and development. Nothing stays the same. Nothing. Not even your thinking. Not even in your cells. Not even your body. Huh? Let's do some research. How often does the human body change? I know it. Fact. Of course it is. You're some phenomenal creatures. That means in 7 years, if you literally every day program your cells, you could become something different. Just like the chameleon did in my iguana. They showed you it in the X-Men Mystique. Huh? You thought these were characters of some far-off fetched places or a figment of someone's imagination, people? What did I tell you? You can't do that. If you show me something like that, you can't show me nothing like that. Cause I'm gonna run with that. Oh, where you get that from? That shit got to be real somewhere. You just not gonna make no goddamn movie talking about Wolverine. He can smell. He can tell when Mystique switched to somebody else because he had good smelling senses. Remember, that's qualities that you are capable of having. If not, you can make it happen if you just change the paradigm with your thinking. Because what did Neo say? It's the mind that makes it real. You ain't got to get up and go to work tomorrow. Y'all only doing that off the basis because this is what you've been told, which is got to be done. That's not engraved in stone. Huh? Let's close this up. All right? Yeah, that's it. We done. We ain't gonna go no further than that. It's been a pleasure sitting here sharing energy with y'all to and fro. Trust me, I'm totally tapped in and tuned in throughout the whole entire hyperboloid of the Earth atmosphere. Sometimes I might miss a beat, but it's okay. There's a lot of frequencies and radiations out here in the universe. You got to understand that. And just no more than how it was with an analog TV. You know how you used to go buy it and fuck up the reception? Well, you can still do that in the analog realm. All right? Make sure y'all being good to yourself and do it on purpose. I'm the Nate the Great, and I'm out of here. Peace. We're going to drop a tune that I put together. I'm going to probably go get me something to eat, drink, talk with the lady, perhaps throw on a movie, you know, sit back. I don't know. I just might close my eyes and meditate, contemplate. Make sure sometimes too that you lay in your head towards the north. If you can't find the north, it's where your sun. No, I'm sorry, that would be the east. Uh, I will get a, a compass and locate north in your home, in your bedroom, and you should position your bed there. People, trust me, it's a phenomenal experience. It's a method that I know works. It's been tested. We do it with babies. All right. And but the reason, the purpose of this is so that you can be rightly electrified and regenerated. All right. It's nothing. It's the sun is not even more powerful than the North Pole. Else the sun will pull the compass. There's nothing else in the world that will pull that compass like that from where you're standing. So they tell you that the sun is the most powerful thing. I disagree. Whatever's over there in that goddamn north that's making this thing move, I got it on my phone. I downloaded it on my phone because I like to find the different parallels in the locations of the cities when I go, you know. So yeah, it's important, you know, because Michael Jackson, they even knew this science, you know. A baby. You ever notice? I'm gonna tell you this theory and I'm gonna get out of here. If not, notice when you put a baby in the crib and you notice how you think you position the baby and put the cover on it and you feel as though that the baby now is, in a nice, comfortable position. You leave the room, you come back, the baby got the cover all off of him and spent all over some kind of way. You take the baby, you think the baby is uncomfortable, right? And irritable, frustrated, and should be resting peacefully, laying like this, and take him and line him back up and put the cover. You leave the room, come back again, and the baby's still turned around some other way. You ever ask yourself why? Because when you're born, you're still knowing the science of facing the north. And so by default, what happens, the baby is so pure, it has not been indoctrinated with this poisonous society, right? It still, unbeknowingly to you, reverts its head toward that of the North Pole. And you got to understand how some science it is because you have what they call crown chakra here, people. And if you put your hand here, you can feel heat escaping from here. Okay? So this is the science, all with a balanced diet. We don't know what a proper diet is anymore, but I will suffice to say that you can have a proper diet, a balanced diet. All right. Oh man, yeah. So I got to get out of here, and again, have a purposeful, meaningful life, people. Do it for your reasoning. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for your kids. Don't do it for your husband. Don't do it for your wife. Don't do it for your mother, your father. All right? Develop a great life for yourself. It's the best thing that you can have, you can accomplish. The last thing I want to do is leave this earth and having had my heart weighing in heavier than the feather. And what that means is that I left here with a lot of animosity between people. You see, I hated my baby's mom. I'm just throwing things out here. I'm not saying this is the case for no one in particular person. I'm just saying what goes on in society. These are all things that weighs the heart down, and you don't want to leave with. Because on your dying bed, I'm telling you, you don't want to be talking about, oh, where's Chucky did that thing and the other ass, so I can apologize. I want to tell them how I'm meant to be in their lives and shit. You don't want that. All right? Take care of yourself. I really mean that, man. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you but you. Do it for you. You may think I'm doing it for you, but I'm not. I'm really doing this for me. I'm doing this. I'm talking to myself. I give this away so I can keep this. I'm hoping that you pick it up and I'll watch you in existence. And that'll even make me happy and gear me on the more to be more mightier than I am. When I see you becoming that all you can be. You see? Because if you don't want to become all that you could be, then I just want to make somebody else. Not everybody, but some people that might admire you in existence. It's just like uh, in the world. I give you an example. Person up in life, doing things for the community, very social and influential, and all of a sudden they resort to drug addiction or alcoholism. You're gonna have some people messed up. When Malcolm X got killed, that and Martin Luther the King, that psychologically fucked people up. A lot of people reverted back to drinking, on drugs, prostituting, lost their mind. Yeah. So I'm not no follower. I mean, I'm not no leader. I don't want to be your leader. Don't follow nobody. Follow yourself. You're just as great as Martin Luther the King and Malcolm the X. And Muhammad Ali, goddammit. At least Muhammad Ali was running around here talking about I'm the greatest. I ain't heard nobody say that yet but me. And I ain't gonna change it. I was told he switched up. He later denounced himself. No, I can't see myself doing that. Once I said I'm the greatest, that means I see it in my mind's eye. And I can't go back from that. I can't. You might then ask me to stop saying that and turn it down a little bit. Yeah, I'll do that. And if that's what they did to, because I don't believe Muhammad Ali after all those years, because he was a strong man in himself. I learned a lot from him. He said he beat his opponent 90% of the time before he even got in the ring by getting in their mind. Mike Tyson picked up the same tactic. That's what he's doing now with the new fight that he has coming up. You see? So when I got in the ring, I'm already looking out for 1 minute and 30 seconds. First round or the third round. Keeping in the strength and the power of the 3, 6, and the 9. So let me stop. I told you I'm getting tired, y'all. I'll start getting silly. So yeah, be all you can be, man. Be the greatest. There's nothing wrong with that. I read a lot of scriptures. I did a lot of study in a lot of different languages. I never read where it says, "Thou shalt not worship thyself." No, 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 no. Thou shalt not worship no graven images. Thou shalt not worship the calf. I think it says, "Thou even shall not worship no one but me." But who's not to say that that's you talking about yourself? It never said, "Thou shalt not worship thyself." So obviously, God knew that that would be a good thing if one of you people could figure it out. Recognize and realize. Peace.